goal shows up on the scoreboard, but every one of them matters. Every moment you see was captured by someone. Every highlight, every angle, every story didn't happen by accident. Because behind the team, there's another team.
My name is Connor Rush. I'm the video editor and videographer at BioSteel.
I remember like way back in the day, like whatever that was now, 2.5 years ago, about potentially doing the Docuseries, and now you've kind of turned into like a driver of it. So what initially kind of drew you to want to do this and create a Docuseries or be somebody that's leading the project?
Ever since I was like super young, my first passion was hockey. So I like watched the Mighty Ducks like probably 1 million times in my life. Just rewind it, watch it again, rewind it, watch it again. And then I got into the video stuff when I was like a teenager, and just ever since that, I've always wanted to like make a hockey movie or a show or something. So when this opportunity came up, I was just super excited to be a part of it.
Typical work day for me, I show up when the kids show up, grab my camera and just hit record and start going. So typically how the academy works is they have workouts and ice time in the morning, and that's kind of when most of the action happens. So we kind of start our filming then. Once we get into the school side, we find the kids kind of don't do too well with the camera around them in class. So we tend to stay away from there, and that's when we'll start going through footage, prepping anything for the next episode. Maybe we'll conduct some interviews if we need it, and generally just kind of work on all the minute things that we don't have time for in the morning. My name is Connor Sykes. I'm a videographer and an editor for BioSteel Sports Academy.
I'm always looking for cinematic shots. I try to get the framing and everything nice and crispy looking, and just focus on making everyone look good. My name is Zach Whipple, and I'm a videographer at BioSteel Academy.
My name is Riley McGee. I'm the creative marketing specialist at BioSteel, and that entails, I guess, social media and our creative campaigns. I'd say my goal with the posts that I put out for BioSteel and the Academy is just to make the brand look cool, make the kids look cool, make sure that their names are getting out there while they're here with us, and give them a little bit of training in what it would be like being a professional hockey player.
It's kind of a culmination of like where my sport filmmaking aspirations started. I started like making short movies and stuff when I was in like 6th grade and whatnot. And then I kind of marred it when I started playing sports in high school to put them together. It was always something in the back of my mind that I wanted to do, because there's a lot of stories that go unnoticed to the public eye that you can only capture if you're doing a project like this.
The only challenging thing about it is that it's unpredictable and chaotic. Like with BMX, I know beforehand what people are trying to do, and they usually try it multiple times. Whereas hockey is like, I don't know what's coming next, so just gotta always be paying attention, I guess.
Especially my first like month here, filming hockey, and even when I would film at the university, I thought they just like skated and they just passed to whoever was open. I didn't realize there was actual like technical things happening to where like they knew a player was going to be there. So learning systems and learning breakout plays and forechecks and back checks and learning like a 1-3-1, things like that helps me know where the puck is going to be, so that when I'm trying to track it, it's easier.
I would say the hardest part is doing the commentary during the game.
Dale picks up the loose puck on the breakaway, recovers, score! Short side, Grady Dale, and he puts up BioSteel 3-1.
I don't know how those guys do that just in one take. I'll be sitting there for an hour or whatever just to get through 2 games, because I gotta go over it like a couple times, and get the tone right and the names right, and yeah, I don't know. That's probably the hardest part for me.
It's definitely cool to be like part of a big project like this. It's almost like a passion project too for a lot of people, especially for Connor and stuff like that. And I know Dan really cares about it too. Just nice to have like a cool purpose rather than like working in a factory where I'm just doing the same thing day in and day out. Yeah, and I like having the chance to be creative and a little bit of creative freedom and stuff like that.
What's really cool about this docuseries is we're not only highlighting the Academy, but we're highlighting the rise of BioSteel, because everyone knows what happened with BioSteel a couple years ago in the bankruptcy, and we have a really cool opportunity with this docuseries to not only highlight what we're doing on the youth hockey side of things, but also with the brand.
I think the first season of the documentary has been hopefully eye-opening to a lot of people. I think for so long, hockey has become such a privatized sport that only a select few can get in, and only a select few are privy to what happens in it. And I hope this first season has been able to show people that they're not just athletes, that they're people too. And there's so much more to their character and their personality as 15, 16, 17-year-old kids than just what you see on the ice and what you see in the news when it comes out.
Yeah, I can't wait for in the future, can't wait for Netflix or Prime to pick up this docuseries once they see the value it provides for streaming services everywhere. They're gonna they're gonna love it. This is gonna make them grow even more.
Yeah, the ultimate goal is to get it sold to a bigger streaming platform. We're just on YouTube for now, but we want to, in the off season, we want to tighten everything up and put together a nice package to try to get out to the streaming platforms. And by next season, I think we'll be on a good track of what we need to. We learned from a lot of the mistakes from this year and what we can do better for next year. And I think that next year will be looking good.
As for the future, like everyone else has said, the hope is to get on a major streaming platform. But I hope one step further in the future, maybe 10 years down the line when these kids are no longer playing hockey, or maybe when some of the kids who are watching the show now grow up and eventually come here, everyone can look back to these first couple seasons of the documentary and look at it in a positive light to where it helped shape their path in life, albeit after or before.
I think the cool thing for me, honestly, is particularly with Connor, Zach, and other Connor and Riley, is they're just cool. They're just cool people. They're cool to be around. They're all very different. All of them are my one thing that I remember in my head was the first day you showed up looking like you'd look, and you showed up with a collared shirt and a tucked in, and I was just like, these guys could not be more different. And it's very funny to see that kind of stuff. And Riley obviously bringing in the her engagement and being the bubbly the way she is and engaging with the kids and all that stuff is awesome. And then Connor just being his chill guy self, showing up, loves the games, wants to be here. It's cool that you guys are just bought in and super dedicated to the project from more than just the angle of it being your job. So that's super cool too.
This has probably been the most challenging project I've had in my life. Just getting these episodes out every 2 weeks. It's a lot of work, and I'm pretty proud of what we've accomplished so far this year. And also just being able to do something that I've always wanted to do, it's fulfilling a lot of the time. So yeah, I'd say I'm lucky with the job that I have, yeah.
The cameras capture everything, the goals, the wins, the moments that last. But before any of that, there's preparation. Because for the U16s and the U18s, the season isn't finished yet. Leo Boivin, the OHL Cup, and getting ready for the final games that are still ahead.
Again, I do want to kick their ass, but let's get our done. Let's get our systems ready to go. Let's get ready for obviously the big weekend, okay? We should know our systems. We should be dialed in. We should be ready to go, okay? Hey, fellas, let's go win a hockey game. Going straight sweatpants. This is the worst you'll ever see me coach in. Hey, centers are too high. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, D, when we go D to D, that and we sprint back to the middle, it's open. That's your go, Hunsy! Ooh. That's nice. That's a really good play by Nikita. Nice play. Boys, 1-1 after the first, not bad. But now we can actually start playing. You can see the first 5 minutes we were fighting it a little bit. And then we started going. I just think we're taking way too long of making plays. Majority of that, I don't know if they're sleeping or not, but majority of that period we took to them, okay? But we need to find that next gear. Every period, we find a gear, okay? We talked about, yeah, we hit our goal. Our job's not done. There are so many people that want us to fail. So many people that want us to fail. This is where we gotta build to go for Monday. I told you it started on Sunday. Get good sleep, good practice Monday, good game session Tuesday. Now it's 2 games. This is where we build our brand, build our identity. Okay, fellas? Let's go win a period. One. Come on, hard to the bench. Woo! Waddy!
Two teams, one puck, one result. But behind every shift, there's a structure. People working long before the puck drops and long after it's over. The part of the game you don't always see.
So my name is Tammy Russo, and I am the elementary teacher and vice principal at BioSteel. I think sometimes people do things behind the scenes that people take for granted and forget about. It takes a village, right, to make things work, and I think sometimes we forget about the individual parts that people play because we look at ourselves as a collective, which is great, but it's also sometimes important to take a look at what each individual does and what they bring to the table. I'm very passionate about what I do. I love what I do. I wouldn't want to doing anything else. Like, this is the best thing in the world for me. And I hope that that joy and that passion translates to them, that they realize this is a safe place, that it's a place where they can grow, it's a place they can feel supported. And I think with the teachers, I like them to think that it never gets old, right? You're always learning. There's so many more new things to learn, and I like to bring them new things and new opportunities to challenge them instead of it being like a stale, doing the same thing all the time.
My name is Rachel Barrett. I am the academic coordinator at BioSteel Sports Academy. Education is a big part of, it's, the other half of what's happening here. So that's my role. So choosing courses that are of interest to them, coming up with a plan for university, for college, for going into a trade. I like to, present them all of their options, and then we come up with a plan together to best suit their goals. Yeah, I wanted my own creativity in my classroom, and I wanted to instill a philosophy that I didn't quite feel aligned in the public board with. So, and I feel like that is aligned here.
My name is Steve Brown, and I am the principal of the BioSteel Sports Academy. I love working with the people here. I think our team of teachers and coaches has a really good synergy from the top. Eric, I think he, puts in his blood, heart, and tears into making sure that this hockey operation runs smoothly. From a teaching standpoint, my fellow teachers, I know that I can count on them for anything, and I think we have a very close-knit relationship where, although we are able to talk and relate, they also know that when things need to be done, we need to get them done. Ultimately, we are running a school, and we want to be the best sports academy that we can possibly be, whether that's in Ontario, Canada, or whatever. Even just the hockey and the camaraderie, going to some of these games and being able to go behind the bench and everybody looks at, oh, hey Steve, how you doing? To me, I look at them almost like as superstars, and I think, wow, like they recognize me. The one day I brought my son out there and they did the same thing with him, and I know he felt very, very special. And I don't think many other people would be able to get that at any other job. So.
My name is Jake Frank. I'm a teacher here, and I'm the hockey operations coordinator. As the hockey operations coordinator, there are a lot of small details of a program like this that could be overlooked if not taken care of. And there's a lot of tasks that maybe slightly fall out of the scope of hockey, or they merge hockey and academics, or they merge visa and hockey. And I feel like I'm kind of the connective thread to keep all those things together for the background of the hockey program. I think the work that I do is really impactful for the program and for the behind the scenes and for the experience of the students, but I don't think that's flashy. Like, I don't think going to the airport to pick up one of our Latvian students is something that you would feature
on social media, do a big reel about it, do a big story about it, right? Or ordering the food and working to go have good delivery, make sure it's meeting the bus at the right time. Like, none of it's flashy, none of it's like you want to put it on a poster. But I think it's critical for the experience, for the operations. Like, I think anyone could do anything that I'm doing, but I think the fact of taking pride in it and doing it well is difficult.
They've told the story all season. Now it's time to finish it. Leo Boivin, the OHL Cup. The final chapter begins next episode.